Hi everyone. Pleasure to meet you all. As we're in an entrepreneur conference, I'll do a little bit of entrepreneuring first of all. 101 lesson. Hi Angelo. I'm Mike. I work for a computer company who makes serious games. I'd love to meet you and show you what we do. Would it be possible to get your card, please? Thank you very much. So just a little gentle reminder, that's actually what you're all here to do, hopefully. So I'm Mike, shaking a little bit because today I'm talking about something that's a bit way out there. Where will games and gamification be by 2050? And I was told, go for it, Mike.
Go for it.
Go for it. Don't be boring. Tell them how it is. So I'm going to start simply. I'm going to start with esports. So esports is already bigger than sports. More people do esports, watch esports, and it's going to get bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. At school, easily by 2050, probably by 2030, you're going to have a football team, a rugby team, and an esports team. No question about it. And we're going to be playing esports everywhere, and it's going to be the kind of cool job that all of your children and grandchildren will want to do. So esports, where's it going to end up? So I suspect one or two of you have played Fortnite.
No, never.
Judge, do any of the dances, Ed?
No, there's no comment.
Okay, so Fortnite, 1 versus 100. How many people do you think it'll be 1 versus by 2050? So at 6 o'clock on BBC One, it won't be your TV programme. You probably won't be watching TV. You'll be playing games like this, and it's going to be 1 versus everybody. Every single person who wants to play together can play together, because we'll have the connectivity, the speed, all of that will be possible. So what kind of stupid person plays games with odds like that, 1 to pretty much everyone? Surely none of us would be that stupid. Oh yeah, you all do it already. So think, games become the national lottery. You go in, you all enter, you pay your £1. They'll have some kind of reduced skill level, and they'll have luck components, so you can simply be lucky and win. And you can be the most famous person on the planet for 5 minutes by winning one of those things. And what you're going to win? Lottery-sized prizes. So why wouldn't your children want to grow these skills? Why wouldn't they want to be able to compete in this arena? Because it's going to be amazing. And the experience you get is going to be as good as real life anyway. By 2050, there is absolutely no doubt you will not be able to tell the difference between real life and a computer game. The processing will be way up there and away you go. Which leads us on to this fellow, artificial intelligence. Does anyone here want their children to be game designers or game programmers or computer game related anything other than players? Because you're shit out of luck if you do. Because we won't be making them. So when we launch games, we do prototypes. Alpha, beta. So we've currently got a Muso in Bournemouth, 10 game prototypes that we're testing for a week. A week later we'll have narrowed that to 5. A week later we'll have 2. A week later we'll have 1 that we think is really good. And even at that stage we might throw it in the bin and go all the way back here and start again. So rapid prototyping is essential in games, especially hyper-casual games, which are the big thing at the moment. The game where you do something repeatedly, jumping up and down, and just dropping a ball through a hole, flying a bird through gaps, whatever it might be. Hyper-casual games are the big new thing. And you're trying to find a mechanic that's addictive, and you do that by A/B testing. Well, computers can A/B test better than we can. Everything's going to be digital. We're talking about digital characters, we're talking about digital experience, digital interfaces. So therefore, by 2050, who will be capable of making the best games? Computers. So you will have a game designer, perhaps, who will sit there and go, oh, I'll try this element and this element. But the computers will be building them and A/B testing them all the way through. So how does that affect us? We've got to think about, okay, if I can A/B test and I can find what's fun quicker by getting 1,000 people to play the same game, and if 51% of them jump that way here, that's the way my game should go. So we're going to get games that adapt to how you play them as you go. So I want to jump over there, right, we'll create you a game with lots of jumping. I want to shoot that, right, we'll create you a game with lots of shooting. So it's constantly going to be evolving. Gamification. So has anyone here seen what they're doing in China with gamification? Can you put your hands up if you have, or if you've heard about this? 1, 2. Okay, so in China they're gamifying their population. They would like to promote certain behaviors. So you have laws on one side, but you can't enforce every decision by a law, so you try and make certain decisions popular. Reading certain books, watching certain films, doing certain actions. And in China they've gamified this. So if you're watching this and the government want you to watch it, you score points. If you're buying this and the government think that's a good idea, you score points. If your friends are doing things that the government thinks good, you score points. If your friends are doing things that the government thinks is bad, you lose points. Therefore, what do you do to those friends? Bye, friends. These are the people that I want to work with. But they can't do all that by law, so they're making it fun. They're making it gamified. They're giving you additional rewards for acting in certain manners. And China are ahead of us in this field, but we're catching up, and we're looking at how we can do it. And we're gamifying work, we're gamifying bank accounts, we're gamifying all sorts of things at the moment. But yeah, you can gamify populations. So when would gamification be the most important thing possible, or very important? Where would behaviors that help the group really, really make sense if we could have, oh yeah, please all do this. If you're stuck together for long periods of time. If you're going to somewhere like Mars. If you're on the space station. Can you imagine how annoying it would be, not that there's toilet seats, but if it was one of your crew that always left the toilet seat up, and you live with them for 20 years on the way somewhere, it's going to start the little things. Gamification is going to be massive for things like space travel. Really, really important, where we're in closed environments. You can't enforce people to act in certain ways, but you can reward them for doing it. And at the end of the day, your rewards might be things like this. Having a second child, having a baby, all these kind of things. Going on the spaceship to Mars, who knows? But we're going to be having such big rewards from esports and gamification that it will be at this point at some stage. So I've been reasonably safe in my predictions at the moment. So I thought I'd push it that little bit further. As a game designer, one of the key things for me is called LTV, lifetime value. This is DTV. So, we're going to get to a stage, and I think we all appreciate this, in the future, in the not too distant future, where life can be completely imitated by computers. And we're living today, right now, right at that point in time where it's just there, just beyond our reach. So imagine this lovely dog on the wall was the beginning of time. We're stepping forward from the beginning of time. And the dinosaurs. and humans, and 30 years ago the internet. And just now, just at this point in time where we truly, honestly can say, soon we'll be able to plug things into our brains, we'll be able to potentially upload ourselves. So there's a big growth sector for you. At some point in time, we will be able to upload ourselves somehow. And we're at this point in time here that this is just out of reach. Really? What's the chances of that? But when you can upload yourself, it's going to be pretty boring, yeah? Well, what are you going to do? You're going to need an awful lot of games to keep you entertained. So therefore, my final note is DTV, death time value. I predict that the biggest customers of computer games within 100 to 200 years will be 6 foot under. It'll be you out of your body and will be entertaining you and keeping you doing fun things. So I was told to push it out there. I've just pushed it past your human's body's life. I'm going to run away now. Thank you.